Alright, finally got everything lined up and finally got the bubbles squirted in there. See the bubbles? That's the spark plug and that's the spark plug hole. Now I'm gonna turn it over with the key off. And no bubbles. So that one's sealed. I'll probably go ahead and torque it anyway, but that one's sealed. That's number 5. All right, fuck. All right. See those bubbles? There it is. There it is, guys. That's the number 3. 5 and 4 checked out. That's number 3. I'm gonna try number 2 now. Number 2's doing the same shit. Wow. Okay, number 1. Number 1's good. I got 2 more holes to do, but guys, 2 more holes. All right. So I torqued them, and that one's still bubbling. That's number 2, but number 3 stopped bubbling. So it did turn in a little bit. Number 2 didn't. Number 2 just clicked. So it was tight already, but yeah, I got a quarter of a turn maybe on number 3. So I think I might just drill the 1 and tap it and find out. Well, I got to pull that plug and see if there's an old fix in there, an old thread repair kit. All right, well, I'm glad I found another one, and I'm glad that that other one was just loose. So now I gotta pull this car off the lift, put the truck on the lift, because once I do this repair, it's gonna have to sit for a day or 2 for the JB weld to cure before I start it again. So I got it all put back together, and I'm gonna start it up and back it out and switch things around. All right, let's see what this thing sounds like with just 1 plug leaking instead of 2 or 3. Still there. No promises. After I get these fixed, the only thing left to do is pull the transmission, check the flex plate. It's kind of amazing how much stuff is wrong with this truck. Correction. I forgot to plug that in. This is what it sounds like with 1 plug. There it is. There it is. You can hear it just start up. So the hone has a slot in the same exact spot as the tap, and I didn't use the C-clip, but it won't go drill any further than that line for some reason. I bore scoped it and checked it and looked really good and nothing's in the way, but this tap only goes down that far anyway, so I guess I'm just gonna go ahead and tap it since the stupid thing hone quit cutting. All right, try to start this thing up, see what it sounds like. It's been a day and a half for the JB Weld to cure. Got a misfire. Upon further inspection, that looks like a parting line right there, and behind here there's a bolt right there, and I'm sure there's 3 or 4 more. There's one right there. Ouch. Right there. That one. I'll bet you there's... Yeah, there's a parting line right there. So yeah, that's gonna come off, I think. Good. First thing I'm gonna do is drain the radiator. So I gotta take this header loose, and take that clamp loose, and take that clamp loose. That's gonna come off, and then that header is just gonna need to come off because that part's gonna be in my way. And I just put this in there early in this video. If you're watching this to see how it's done, you might want to watch it all the way through because I'm probably going to make some mistakes, and maybe you can learn from it before you do it. I gotta get that motor mount loose, and that motor mount loose underneath there. There's bolts right there, and there's several other things I gotta do, but I gotta have the truck off the lift to show them. I think I might, that oil cooler seems like it might have a leak, and I might deal with that while I'm at it. Okay, so this bracket comes off from right here, holds the tire tools on, and I put the screws back and everything. Then this screw and this screw were bolting this on. That should come up and out of the way now with the fan. I'm going to leave the fan on. This here screwed on right here and right there, and I'm just going to twist that out of the way. Keeps kind of trying to jump in my way, but then I got to remove the cold air intake. This is the vacuum line for the brake booster. I got to get that off of there. I already took off the throttle cable. Okay, this happens more often than you'd think, I suppose. These two are the exact same plug. The black one goes on right here on the throttle position sensor, and this one was for the EGR system, I think it was the pressure sensor for the EGR. So gotta make sure I plug that in correctly. Alright, so there's that bracket now. I got the throttle body off, and I was real gentle with the gasket, but it was still broken. And look here, that is a vacuum leak, I think. It's been sucking in dirt for quite some time. See? So that'll help. That's inside of it. This is coming off, and it's not going back on. It's the solenoid for the EGR something that I don't really know right now, but it's not going back on. I know that. And this is a vacuum line for it, and this was the plug for it. Well, that was the vacuum line for the EGR, but I did pull it off. Yeah, there it is. Right there. That's what was plugged into it. And I already had this plugged, so this stuff is going to have to get plugged or deleted, because I'm not sure. I'll have to deal with that somehow, but that bracket's coming off and it ain't going back on. And that's the throttle body, and don't look that bad. I don't think I was the one that did these scratches because I was pretty gentle. But so that's it. I'm gonna end up taking this off, and I probably should leave that on because that's the idle air control and it needs to be metered, so that needs to go back on, which means it won't have support if I take that bracket off. So maybe that'll stay on, I don't know, but it's coming off now because it's in the way. Alright, I got the header loose, and there's 2 studs stuck in there still, which kind of sucks a little. I'll have to be real careful not to mess with those threads. That's all taken off. This is all loose, so I'm ready to raise the truck up. I can get rid of my scaffolding here and raise the truck up, and then I have to figure out how I'm going to get the engine hoist in here. And just for safety, I'll probably move my baby. And this is just an idea, but why couldn't I put a board right here and jack this whole thing up with the transmission bell housing? I mean, I still got to undo some bolts and whatever, but I don't see any reason why the bell housing couldn't support the weight of the motor long enough to shim it up. Okay, so the first time I jacked it up, I put the 2x4 here and jacked it up with the transmission, but it only jacked up that side, so I put in a 2x4. Then I did this, and I jacked up this side, and it finally came loose. I think one of the bolts was dragging on the mounts, but it came loose, and now I got a 2x4 up in there on that side, right there, and hopefully that'll be tall enough. Some of the other videos I watched, they had one of these in there, and I can't get one in yet, but I might try a little bit more and see if I can. I still have that much room up top here. And I think I'm still okay. I had to disconnect this hose here because it was starting to pinch on that, and it actually, I think it, I don't know if it broke right there or what. Anyway, progress. Okay, that one I was able to get 2 boards in. There. And this one I was only able to get 1 because the header is hitting like the air conditioning box or something there. It's not gonna go up any higher, so hopefully I got enough. So now I'm gonna start dropping the pan, I think. Yeah, I just noticed that this oil cooler is in the way the hoses are, and trying to figure out how that bolts on. It'd be nice if that was the only bolt, but I don't think I'm gonna be so lucky. I think that goes behind the motor mount and to the other side. Where is it? Yeah, and it's clear over here and all in that crap. And I hope I can just pull the hoses off and be done. Okay, I got the pan down, and right there that's the oil screen tube, and there's 2 bolts there that seem to be 8mm. And then according to some stuff I watched, let's see, there's another one back there. There it is. I would have figured it was on the other side, but it's on the, looks like the driver's side. I gotta reach in there and grab that sucker back there. This camera is helpful. Alright, this is 10. And it's slippery. Come on, baby. Oh. Gosh. I can't push it. Alright, so it turns out if you pull down hard enough on the pan, you can hold it up like that and then get another hand in there and grab it and turn it. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to record that, but it's coming out. You almost never need these, but boy, when you do, they're priceless. Alright, I got that bolt out. Now, I wonder if I got the motor high enough. That just fell out right there. The tube just fell out, so I'm going to push this up, and I don't think I'm getting the clearance I need back here. It's a little bit off, so I'm going to try to wiggle it around some more with 2 hands, see if I can get it. Jacked up the transmission 1.5 inches, and it fell right out. I didn't even touch it. So